The New Life.
The New Life.
The New Life.
The New Life is 10 simple elements that make up the Daniel Challenge.
Enjoy sunshine. Exercise.
Have refreshing sleep.
Invest time in others.
Nutrition. Fresh air.
Trust more, stress less.
Water. Live with temperance.
Educate yourself.
Now to a striking new study about the benefits of exercise and just how little it takes to improve your health. ABC's medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser, has more on the study and why we just don't have an excuse now, Rich.
That's right. This is great news. Let's face it, none of us have time to exercise as much as we'd like. But this new study in the medical journal Lancet says you'll see results not just in how you look, but even how long you live if you give your body the exercise it needs. The big news is how little it takes to see some benefit. Those who exercise just 15 minutes per day, 15 minutes, increase their life expectancy by 3 years. It also cut down the risk of heart disease and cancer.
So how easy is it to reach that 15-minute mark? We hit the streets to show you how.
Now, you have a choice, escalator versus stairs.
Escalator gets me up there faster, and that's a lot of stairs.
That is a lot of stairs.
Take the choice most of us are faced with daily, stairs or escalator. Like in this building.
Which way do you go?
Escalator.
All the time?
Almost.
After 5 minutes, look at this. We only found 3 people who chose to use the stairs.
Now that you know that taking the stairs is another great way to get exercise, will you take the stairs?
Yes, but not today. I have on my work shoes, so.
However, we did find one woman with a great compromise.
I walk up the escalator.
Other tips? If you own a dog, instead of just letting her out in the yard on her own, take her for a walk. Remember, just 15 minutes. Then there's that trip to the store. Instead of parking here, right next to the front door, how about back here? An extra couple of minutes of walking. That adds up.
Park far away, take a stair every once in a while.
It's along the same lines of people who decide to take the stairs instead of the escalator at the mall.
That's it. Any other suggestions?
Well, I mean, every minute counts. So, while you're watching TV, the 2 minutes for a commercial, do some sit-ups. It used to be 30 minutes or nothing. Now it's every minute has value.
We all know the benefits of exercise for weight loss, but the list doesn't stop there. Exercising releases chemicals called endorphins into the bloodstream, making you feel relaxed and happy. And working out at a moderate rate for 30 minutes a day could also help you sleep better at night. Getting 6 to 7 hours of sleep could also help improve your mood and help lower your risk of developing stress-related depression or anxiety.
We're joined by Breakfast Dr. Rosemary Leonard and fitness expert Joanna Hall. Morning to you both. Rosemary, I know you've looked at this research. How useful do you think it is?
Interestingly, the biggest reduction they got was on cancer, and I think a lot of people associate exercise with heart disease. And the proof on exercise and heart disease is really solid. So it was very interesting to see some research showing that even moderate, small amounts of exercise can reduce your cancer risk.
Joanna, the current advice, if I remember correctly, is half an hour's exercise 5 times a week, which is actually asking quite a lot of people, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think this research is actually very positive, and I think we need to take a kind of a positive message. We were both saying that I think if you are inactive, sometimes the perception of actually how much you have to do can be very daunting, and as a consequence, then people don't take those actions. So I think use it as a thing that little and that is achievable and sustainable and done on a regular basis can have a very meaningful impact on your health. And I think that's a very positive message to take from this. And also, I think the other thing to maybe convey is today in society, when we have so much information coming from different technological sources, we live our life at a very fast pace. And we can also perceive then that therefore we're being physically active, but we're just not getting enough physiological stimulus to have an impact on health and fitness. So little and often really can be meaningful.
Okay, you talk about little and often, but what counts as actually taking exercise? Is it walk? What is it that actually would make a difference?
If you wanted to quantify in terms of walking, it should roughly be on steps for 15 minutes, about 1,800 to 2,000 steps you would achieve in 15 minutes. That's a good indication of the right intensity for health.
But also it's a question of how fast you're going to walk and whether you're going uphill, etc. How can you work out if what you're doing is doing you some good?
What we try and say in the surgery is making you puffed. And particularly with older people, where you don't want them suddenly overdoing it and getting very breathless. What we say is enough that you are getting slightly puffed and you're getting warm and you're working up a bit of a sweat. Now that's very unscientific, but the other thing about it is once you start exercising, and this paper actually showed it, once people actually start doing a little exercise, they're encouraged to do more. So it's getting off the sofa in the first place and just getting yourself
Something
a little...
is getting the engine going.
Getting the engine going. And
That's
actually
right.
digging the garden is great. You know, you're getting a sweat up. If you're walking to go and get your paper in the morning, just step the pace up a bit so you're not dawdling and that you're actually thinking, oh, I need to take my jumper off. That's moderate exercise.
The definition of exercise is a putting into action, use, operation, or effect, or a demonstration, or a religious observance or service. Daniel, as a slave, found hope in one thing. The Hebrew people were told that a system of symbols would be used to daily demonstrate to them how God would one day get rid of sin and end the war between good and evil. Daniel understood these symbols through something called the temple or the sanctuary. This was a system of symbols that had various meanings. It all centered around a lamb that was sacrificed as a symbol for what sin had caused. This lamb, Daniel believed, pointed to the day when the Messiah would come and take the guilt of the sins of the world on himself. The sanctuary symbols then showed that the lamb's blood would be transferred to a holy and then most holy place, and Daniel believed these were symbols of what the Messiah would do once he went back to heaven to atone for the sins of man. These were all types and symbols of Daniel's Jewish religion. These gave him hope that God would one day end sin, that he would put an end to slavery, sex abuse, cancer, wars, sickness, famine, and death. That is the type of hope this world needs today, that one day the universe be restored to its peaceful state.